Thank you, Tim, very much. Let me just state that at one time when I came on to the Board of Supervisors, we had over 40,000 children in foster care. Today that's down to 20,000. And we have a program, faith-based program, to mobilize our churches and our synagogues. And I always use, and you've heard me say this before, Billy Graham said if every church and synagogue in the United States took at 10 families on welfare, he could eliminate welfare. And he said if every church and synagogue in Los Angeles County could become foster parents, he could eliminate that caseload and provide that stability in the home that these children need, because when they're emancipated at 18 and go out on the streets, the coroner or sheriff, local law enforcement agencies or probation camps know that they become their clients, and the coroner at one time or another will put that toe tag on that individual. As sad as that may be, that's the statistic. So, Tim, thank you very much. We're very pleased that you're our presiding judge, and it's been a good friendship over the years when he was an honest lawyer before he became an honest judge. You know, our history of Los Angeles County is very unique. It just as the history of this part of the county in Santa Clarita. And many people don't realize the first man who incorporated the county of Los Angeles, and that goes back in 1850 when it became a state. And he had come back here, and his name was Don Benito Wilson. Nobody knows about this man or his family, unless you read a little bit about the history of our county and state. But he was an innovator, but he wasn't always a good businessman, because he sold Beverly Hills to the Dohenis before they found oil. But he started the first college here, and it was a Methodist college, Wilson College. He had a son who, and I should say, his first building that he leased to the county of Los Angeles was our courthouse downtown. That was his first building. He was basically the first person who incorporated the county. He also became the first mayor of the city of Los Angeles. His son happened to be the first mayor of the city of San Marino, and his grandson became one of the greatest generals in World War II history, General Patton. But that college he started, the Wilson College, just became a little college now called the University of Southern California. But what's left of that legacy, many people don't realize, they say, well, who's Wilson? Who's Wilson? Is that a sporting goods baseball glove? Or no, that's Mount Wilson. That's what they named after him. But now you know what Mount Wilson is all about. In the Santa Clarita Valley, which is interesting, where it's been said that you had the first mission, Father Celesti, who came to Popola, comes about, and then you have discovery of gold, you have Henry Mayo, you have the oil, you have a Chinese explorer who says this is one of the most 10 strategic places in the world, was Santa Clarita Valley, because of those oil resources. So you have a great history as well. And I don't know if any of you have read 1421, 1434, or is it one anybody else read? Gavin Manzi's. You can see the 1421 Discovery Channel has it now on DVD. But we had Chinese people here in the early, 1080 or whatever, because at one time they controlled all the seas, all the trading. And Gavin Manzi is an English author who wrote these two books. The 1434 is on the Renaissance and China, and how many of those ideas that Da Vinci and others were incorporating basically from China, because Admiral Zheng He was the admiral that sailed the seas. China had mining operations in New Zealand and North Carolina, all over Africa. But those wise men in China when the emperor died, said, you know, we can't go around the world having all these great business opportunities. We've got to build walls, so let's burn the ships and be inward and just look at ourselves. And that's a philosophy that ends up hurting people, because what you need to have is greater relationships across the seas and business opportunities to improve our standard of living. But now that I got off the track a little bit on that, let me just give you a little story that about a pirate who's traveling around the world. He went into the pub one day, and the bartender had not seen him for a number of years. And he said, "God, you look terrible. What happened to you?" And he said, nothing, I'm okay. He says, "But you have a wooden leg. What happened there? You didn't have that before." He said, "Well, I got in a sea battle and the cannon blew it off." Okay. He said, "You're missing a hand. What happened there? You just have a hook." "Oh, not bad, not bad." He said, "I was in a sword fight and I lopped off my hand." Okay. See, what about the eye? You have a patch on that eye. What happened? He said, "Oh, nothing." I said, "We were out at sea one day. Birds were flying by. I looked up and they pooped in my eye." The bartender said, "Poop put out your eye?" He said, "No. It's the first day I had my hook." He was not able to adapt to change. Our governor was elected in a special election. There was a great need for change because we had an addiction for spending more money than revenues coming in. He couldn't change. At that time, he brought together about 475 top individuals to look at our state of California's financial stability and functions of government. They came out with 2,500 pages of recommendations that would save up to $32 billion. What happened to that plan? And I'm very surprised that we're not hearing about it today when we talk about problems in Sacramento. Because there was a lack of sex appeal. The people were not engaged, and the legislators said we need more of the same because we would rather spend more than revenues coming in. Well, today we have a problem. The state has third world bond ratings. Bond ratings for a third world country. This used to be the golden state. This is the state that people would come to because of opportunity. And we are in a fiscal mess. We are looking over $22 billion state deficit, which is continuing to climb. Each of our cities across this state and counties are having fiscal problems because they forgot to change. And I've sent a letter to the governor with some suggestions that, one, let's bring in 5 representatives from our business schools in the state of California. It doesn't matter where they come from, but 5 professors of business, the Peter Druckers, the Peter Graces, those types. Have them look at the budget because you need a structural change. And then have a special session of the legislature